Now let's look at an actual histogram created in Python. And wait, since you like frequency histograms, that's what we're going to look at.
Awesome.
So puzzle 2 says here is a histogram representing the number of points scored by Illinois at all football games since 1892.
Oh, so this is coming from our football data set?
This is coming from the classic football data set. And remember, with a frequency histogram, the height of the bars tells us how many observations are in that interval. So looking here, we want to know, is the amount of times the Illini scored 0 to 20 points greater than, less than, or equal to the number of times the Illini scored 20 to 40 points? And just given this frequency histogram, I can kind of see the shape of the distribution. It looks like the Illini scored 0 to 20 points quite a lot because these frequencies are really tall. They're really high. Whereas 20 to 40 points, these bars are not as tall. And so that's going to be a smaller amount of times that we scored those points. So I am going to say the amount of times that the Illini scored 0 to 20 points is actually greater than the number of times the Illini scored 20 to 40 points. And it looks like, just looking at this frequency histogram, the Illini usually scored between 0 and 40 points. There were a couple times they scored, it looks like, close to 90 or maybe even close to 100, a little over 90, but those are definitely outliers. Those are far away from most of the data set. So B says to estimate how many times the Illini scored between 40 and 60 points. So I'm just going to do a estimation here by reading this histogram, and I'm going to say 20 to 40 or 40 to 60 points is basically from here to here. So this part of my frequency histogram, and I'm just going to look at the heights of all of these bars and add them together. So for the first bar, it looks like we're just below 50. So I'm going to estimate that's about 48. The next two are the same height. I'm going to estimate those are about, let's see, like 27. The next one looks like it is about 8. And then the very last one is really small. I'm going to estimate it to be about 5. And again, I'm just kind of glancing at this. We are looking at this frequency histogram and making these estimations. And wait, can you add up all those numbers for me?
Yeah, it's 88.
88. So estimate how many times the Illini scored between 40 and 60 points. We're guessing it's about 88. And again, it's an estimate.
And I did some data science and looked at how many times that occurred. And it was actually right around 100 times, 102 times. So really close estimate.
Pretty close. Yeah. So obviously with reading these histograms just based on this sheet, I can make these estimations, but Python is our best friend and it can give us exact numbers.
And I was doing some data science with you, and I just wanted to say that you're right. Your first answers also look really great. That first bucket of 0 to 20 was 769, and compared to when the Illini scored 0 to 20, and then 20 to 40 was just 372.
Ooh, okay. So my estimation was correct. They did score 0 to 20 points more than 20 to 40 points. Thanks, Wade. So the last part of this puzzle says, suppose there was an extra touchdown scored for each game. So 6 extra points. And it says, how would the histogram change? So basically here, we are essentially taking every single game and adding 6 points to it. So the overall shape of the histogram is going to stay the same. We're literally just taking this histogram and shifting it to the right 6 points. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. I'm going to say the shape would stay the same, but the histogram would shift. Histogram would shift to the right 6 points. So we can see that just by looking at this histogram, it's important to know how to read a frequency histogram, and then we can answer some questions about the data and see the overall shape of the Illini scores.
And I love histograms for how easy it is to get some basic understanding of the quant data set really simply and understanding how the distribution looks, where we see that Illini generally just scored 0 to 20 points quite a bit, and it trailed off significantly.
Exactly. That sounds good.